So, good afternoon, everyone. We are going to start with the module number 6, ETL process. In the last lecture also we have discussed a little bit about ETL process. ETL is nothing but the extraction, transformation and loading. So we have talked about this ETL. What do you mean by ETL? Because it is one of the stages. It is one of the stage of the data warehousing, because we are collecting the data from multiple sources, and that data from after collecting the data from multiple sources, we are extracting from multiple sources, and then we are loading the data after transforming it into a unique format, right? And then we are loading the data into a data warehouse. So that we have earlier seen. So what I can say, this is the overview or introduction that we have already talked about. Now today we will be talking about the different methods of extraction. That is the first topic of this particular chapter or module. How we are going to extract the data from the multiple sources. So there are basically two types. The first type is the logical extraction, and second type is nothing but the physical extraction. Right. Now, what do you mean by logical extraction and what do you mean by physical extraction? That we are going to discuss today. Okay. So here in logical extraction methods, first of all, I'll categorize, because in logical extraction method we are having uh, the full extraction method, then incremental extraction method, then we are having the immediate extraction method. In immediate also we are having the extraction by using the transaction log, extraction by using the database triggers, and extraction by using the source applications, right? And lastly, we are having the in logical extraction, in the logical methods we are having the deferred database modification, and where I am having the extraction by using the timestamping and extraction by using the by comparing the different files. So we are going to discuss all this in the detail. So first of all, we'll start with uh, the logical extraction method. Okay, here we are having the first category, that is nothing but the logical extraction method. And in logical extraction method we are having the first one, that is called as the full extraction. So this is the full extraction method. In the logical extraction method, this is the full extraction method. It is, I have not written here, the full extraction method. And what this full extraction method is, this actually, because here in this full extraction method we are extracting the data from the different sources, and that data will be extracted and it will get reflected into the data sources wherever we are having, right? Because this is, I can say, it is a direct method of extraction. That's why we will not be requiring any kind of any additional information. We did not keep any additional information into the database, into the data warehouse, because for the other for some methods you will come to know, I will be requiring certain extra information which I need to keep into my data warehouse wherever I will be extracting the data. Like if I am extracting some data from multiple sources, so from which particular source I am collecting the data, which particular type of file I am extracting, all these blah blah things I need to keep into data warehouse. But here in the full extraction method, we are directly extracting the data. That's why we will not be requiring any kind of additional information into data warehouse. We need not store any additional information. Okay, so then the second, so this is all about what I can say, the full extraction method. Then we are having the incremental extraction. So this incremental extraction method is what? See, the next one is incremental extraction method. Here in incremental extraction method, we use a timestamp. This incremental, see this particular word, we are saying it as an incremental. This incremental in terms of time. I am saying the incremental extraction method is is relate with the time. So whenever we are extracting the data from the sources, it will be related to the time. So either that data, because first of all let me finish that this incremental this incremental extraction is related to the incremental time, right? Means the historical data. So whenever we are collecting the data by using this incremental extraction method, we will be using time stamping. Why time stamping? To keep the historical data available, I can say. So it is completely depend on the time when the data is to be extracted, and in this the data is to be changed after a specific point of time, and then only we need to extract. For example, if I want to extract the data by using this incremental extraction, day by day I will extract that data. For example, we are every time I am giving you an example of the Reliance Mart. In Reliance Mart also, the day wise data they are taking, right? If I am taking day as as a dimension, then the day wise data it is to be taken, and that data I need to keep into a data warehouse, right? So that is the incremental extraction of the data, right? And this type of extraction, as this type of data is to be extracted after a specific period of time, right? And the extraction will be defined by a particular event which will be occurred in the history, right? And see, in this type of extraction we need to keep a lot of information into our database, into our data warehouse, or we need to keep a separate tables in our data warehouse. That's why it is not widely used, this particular type of data. This particular type of extraction we are not is not widely used in the uh, implementation. Okay, then we are having an immediate data extraction method. What do you mean by that immediate data extraction? See, this, as the name itself suggests, we have already seen in terms of databases, the immediate data extraction, the immediate database modification and deferred database modification. In immediate database modification, we were reflecting directly into the server, right? But whenever we will talk about a deferred database modification, it will get, first it will get updated into a log file, and then it will get updated into the means it will get updated into a temporary storage, and then finally once the transaction gets commit, it will get stored into a final storage, the what I can say, a physical storage. Likewise, here in immediate data extraction, whatever the extraction we need to do, that we are doing it in a real time, right? We were doing it in a real time. For example, this you can do by using simple, what I can say, the Python implementation. Number of times you see there are many libraries which are available in Python, by which you can extract directly, you can extract the data from any website or any portal, right? In any format, in whichever format you want to store that data, either in a CSV format or Excel format, or anything, right? So that you can store it. So this is the in immediate data in immediate data extraction method, we are extracting the data in a real time way. Okay, so this is the, what I can say, a real time process. Here I am having uh, two way to extract that data. The first way is the extraction by using the transaction log, the extraction by using the transaction log, and the second one is there, that the extraction by using the database triggers. These are the two database modification, these are the two database extraction methods of the immediate database, the immediate data extraction. So here in extraction by using the transaction log, already you know what do you mean by a transaction log. Whenever a transaction gets committed, or whether it is committed or not committed, where whenever a transaction gets executed, it will get, we are storing it in a log file. We are not storing it, your system itself stores it in a log file. So whatever we are doing, whatever the transaction we are performing, that will get updated into a transaction log, and that transaction log we can use to extract the data. Those transaction logs are used to extract the data, right? And sometimes if there is a failure, then the recovery also, the data recovery is also there. So how to recovery, how the recovery process works, that also we have seen, and that also will get reflected into the log file. So that also we can, that also we can, that type of data also we can extract. Okay, then I mean to say, either the transaction will get committed or the transaction will get fail. If it get fail, definitely the transaction will get recovered by somehow, so that will get reflected into the log file. Or if the transaction will get committed, so that also will get reflected into the data, into the log file. So that log file, from that log file I can retrieve or I can extract the data which I'll require. Okay, then the second type, here I am having the database triggers. I can extract the data by using the database triggers, means extraction through database triggers. So already I hope so you people have learned what do you mean by triggers in second year. What do you mean by trigger? A trigger is a specific process, a stored procedure which is already stored in your database and which will get executed after a particular event will get occurred. So if suppose a particular event will get occurred, after that a particular trigger will get activated, right? So this is the database trigger. We can use those kind of triggers also, and that when the triggers will get occurred, then the data will get extracted, right? So extraction through the database triggers also we can do. Okay, now, but whenever we are talking about triggers, as it is a stored procedure and those stored procedure in your database, it will get activated only and or if and only if a particular event or on after happening of that event, that particular trigger will get activated, and then only the data will get extracted. Okay, then here you can see I am having, first we have seen the extraction by using the transaction log, then we have seen the extraction by using the extraction by using the database triggers, and then the third category, we are going to talk about the extraction through the source applications. The extraction through the source application. The source applications are nothing but the applications which are assisted, which are already there for extracting the data, right? The source applications are already there, which will be there, which will help me to extract the data uh, from any application, that is called as the source application. Okay, so this is the immediate data extraction. We are having one more category, that is called as the deferred data extraction, that also we'll talk about. So here we can see I am having a deferred database, a deferred, not data database, a deferred data extraction. So what is deferred data extraction, that also we'll talk about. Here the data extraction is not done in a real time like immediate data extraction, because in immediate data extraction we are extracting the data directly from the real time sources like web portal, like apps, like the um, websites. From there we are directly extracting the data, but here in deferred database extraction, in deferred data extraction we are not extracting the data directly from the sources in a real time. Instead of that, we are extracting by using the date and timestamp, and we are extracting by using, by comparing the different files. So these are the two techniques. The first one is extraction based on the timestamp, and extraction based on comparing the files. The first one is this extraction by based on the data and timestamp, and the second one is this, the extraction based on the by compare the extraction by comparing the files. Okay, so one by one we'll see. The first one is nothing but the extraction based on time, date and timestamp, where I will be using the timestamp which will consist of date and the timestamp or time of that where I am where when and where this particular modification is done, and then and only then the data will get extracted. Okay, Mean to say, whenever we are using this kind, when to use this kind of extraction method, when the particular record or the table will get updated, and that will get, when it has been updated, it will get recorded in terms of time and date, then we are using this kind of extraction. Lastly, we are having the extraction by comparing the files. This technique is, see, compare, when we can compare the things, when we are having the same scenario, then and then only we can compare, right? Extraction by using the, or extraction by comparing the files. So that's why, to compare the files, what this kind of extraction does, this kind of extraction first of all do the snapshot or capture the snapshot, and then after capturing the snapshot, it will compare those files, right? And depending on that, it will extract the data. So that's why it is called as the extraction by comparing the files. This, because this technique is also called as the snapshot differential technique. The snapshot differential technique, this particular technique is also called as the snapshot differential technique, because it captures the snapshot, and after capturing that, it compares the snapshot. That's why it is called as the uh, it is the extraction by using comparing the files. Okay, and so these are all logical methods we have seen. I will repeat it one more time, what we have seen in the logical methods, and then we'll discuss the physical extraction method. So you can see in the logical method what we have seen, the logical extractions. Here in logical extraction, we have seen the first category was the what I can say, the full extraction method. Here we have seen, this is the full extraction method. Then we have seen the incremental extraction method, right? Then we have talked about, after incremental extraction, we have seen the immediate data extraction methods. The immediate data extraction method, here extraction by using transaction log, then extraction by using database triggers, and then we have seen the extraction by using the source applications, right? And lastly, the depth for database data extraction, because here we are not doing it in a real time, so deferred data extraction method, and it is to be done by using the data and timestamp, and it is to be done by using the by comparing the files. And lastly, we are having a physical category, that is called as the physical data extraction method. So here in physical data extraction method, we are having only two way. The first one is online and second one is offline, because the physical data extraction can be done only online and offline. So first one is online extraction, second one is the offline extraction, right? So we'll see both. For what do you mean by online extraction? Here the, whatever we use generally whenever you are coding like in Python, so we are using this online extraction. Number of times we can fetch the data by use from the website. So this is the category actually, online extraction. So this kind, in this type of technique extraction, the data will get extracted directly, and the extraction process connects directly to the data source and extract the data from the source itself. It can also connect with an with an intermediate system that stores the data in a pre-configured manner. Mean to say, if I am fetching the data, or if I am extracting the data from a particular website, so that website is having its own server, suppose, then from that server to that server also I can connect and I can extract the data. So that is the online extraction method. Then I am having the last category, the last one is the offline extraction method. So this offline extraction method is, the data will not get extracted online, right? Because as the name itself suggests, in offline extraction method we are not extracting the data online directly from the source. Instead of that, what we do, the data will be already there in a pre-existing format, like log file, the text file, PDF file. That data we are going to extract, those files we are going to extract. Are you getting? Online extraction is different, and on the offline extraction is different. Online extraction means what?
directly from any website or any web portal. If we are directly extracting the data by using a particular, by using some kind of some lines of code, that is actually the online extraction. In offline extraction, we are not performing any kind of extraction in a real time. Instead of that, what we do, we are extracting the data from the pre-existing documents like PDF, text files, CSV files, archived files. From there, we are extracting the data. So this is the offline extraction, right? Now let me summarize whatever we have seen today. In ETL extraction, we are having two types. First one is logical, second one is physical. The first of all, the physical extraction is having two types. The first category is online extraction, second category is offline extraction. Just now we have seen. Then, in the logical extraction method, what we are having? Logical extraction method is having three types: the full extraction, incremental extraction, immediate extraction. In immediate extraction, we can do by using the transaction log, by using triggers, right? And the third category by using the source applications. And in deferred data extraction, we can do by using two way, either by using the timestamp or by using the compare or by comparing the files. So this is the summary of whatever we have seen today. If you are having any doubt, you can ask me now.